It's Sunday the 1st of December in the Vendée Globe, and the leaders, the top 9 of whom are all past the longitude of the Cape of Good Hope and into the Indian Ocean, have a low pressure system ahead. Do they travel to the north of it or the south of it? If they go into the strongest winds, they may well go at record-breaking pace, but also will they be boat-breaking conditions? They have to balance up that need for speed with the need for safety as well. So we take a look at the tracker, we look at the ranking, and also we've got PredictWind's options for what could be coming up for Yoann Richomme. And then Dee Caffari did a fantastic interview with Sam Goodchild on Vulnerable. On the Initiatives Cur website of Sam Davies on the tracker, we can see there in the lead we have got Yoann Richomme with Charlie Dalin right on his tail. And the top 9 have now passed through the longitude of the Cape of Good Hope. As we discussed yesterday, the boats have all taken a couple of jibes to get a bit further south to get round that St Helena High. Sam Davies there in 10th should be the next boat to go through the longitude of Cape of Good Hope. And there you can see just a little bit further north, Boris Herman, just facing south at the moment, trying to stay in that thread of wind that has run across the South Atlantic. They're all just trying to stay in that stronger breeze to get across to the east. Looking at the ranking at 1000 hours UTC, we can see Yoann Richomme in the lead with Charlie Dalin just 13 nautical miles behind him. Sébastien Simon rounds out the top 3 with Thomas Rouillon now 83 nautical miles behind the leader. Jeremy Bayou is in 5th, Nicholas Lundven 6th, Sam Goodchild 7th, then Yannick Besthaven in 8th. Then there's a fair gap to Paul Mielhat, who is in 9th place, 615 nautical miles behind the leader, and Sam Davies, who's still in the South Atlantic, now 1,106 nautical miles behind. Looking at the routing options for Yoann Richomme, which Richard Gladwell, sailworld.com's New Zealand editor, together with PredictWind have done, you can see at the moment they've got quite a few difficulties to get through these light patches before they get into this low pressure system which is building in the Indian Ocean. And so there are various options. Usually we see the lines close together to start with, but straight away they've got choices to make. And there in that low pressure system, it's how they then navigate that. They're not scared of the strong wind so much as the waves. If the waves are short and start to break, those are the conditions which can become boat breaking. And so they will be studying those forecasts closely to see which is the best route to put them maybe in strong winds, but in the longest wave sets and hopefully the smallest height of waves. Next up is the interview Dee Caffari did with Sam Goodchild on Vulnerable, where they talk a bit about how they actually manage sleep on board an IMOCA and the importance of being rested so that you know that you can actually start to make correct decisions. The more sleep deprived you are, the more mistakes you could possibly make. And also whether he's actually enjoying the race. It's one of those factors, especially when you're pushing so hard. Is it enjoyable?
Hey Sam, welcome to the South. How's the Indian Ocean so far?
Hi Dee. Yeah, good, thanks. I've had 2 days in the Indian. The first day was a bit full on. I had my rudder down line that broke, and then a few squalls with 30 knots and the big sails up, and then massive lulls. And then today we have been in no wind for the whole morning. So I've had, I don't know, 5 to 10 knots all morning, and I've had a bit of a tidy of the boat, a bit of a check round, a bit of a wander, and the wind has just come in the last 20 minutes. I've got 15 knots now, and I'm on the move again, which is nice.
Always nice. And are you managing to look after yourself as well as the boat?
I've kept it quite high on the priority list. Speaking to people like you and other people who have done the Vendée before, I realised that it's a priority, and it's when it becomes too late, it's too late. So I managed to get some good sleep, and making sure I stay in a good condition, because you kind of feel you're on the edge the whole time. Everything's fine until something goes wrong, and then when something goes wrong, you haven't really got many reserves to tap into to sort it out. So I'm trying to keep on top of it. At the moment, I think I'm doing a fairly good job.
Well, it looks like you're doing a good job. And how do you see the next few days and the options available to you?
Yeah, well, I mean, everyone's thinking on this boat. Anyway, myself and I are thinking of the big depression that's going to hit us around the Kerguelen Islands. And it's not straight away. It's in 2, 3, 4 days. But the decision whether you want to go or want to go to the north so it goes south of you, or go to the south so it goes north of you, has to be made today. Really, today, maybe tonight. And that's what's preoccupying us most is how we're going to attack that. And obviously, going south is the shorter route, but you're a little bit exposed to being hit by some strong winds. And going north is a long, long way round. So you have to be sure if you go the long way round, it's for a good reason. So I haven't quite decided what we're going to do yet. The fact that I spent the whole morning not moving hasn't helped. It hasn't helped with making a decision, so I don't know what the timing is going to be. And actually losing some time might actually be a good thing, to let it blow past before it gets big. But I haven't decided yet, but I have to decide fairly quickly.
And are you making your decisions differently now you're in the south? Do you feel that you're looking to take less risk, or are you still just pushing hard?
I mean, it's the first big decision we've had to make, really, to be honest. I mean, the Atlantic North is pretty light, casual conditions. The Atlantic South, well, there wasn't much option. We just pointed at Cape of Good Hope and went as fast as we dared to. And it's the first real decision we've had to make in terms of a safety performance side of things. And I mean, it's my first Vendée. I'm in a great position. I'm really happy to be here, but I don't want to throw it away by some rash decision to try and gain 100 miles. So I'm definitely erring more on the safety side of things, but you don't want to give away 1,000 miles to everyone else for nothing either. So try and see how that weighs out.
A big day of decisions. You're having an absolutely remarkable race. We are loving following you. Are you actually enjoying it as well? Is it living up to your expectations?
Thanks, Dee. Yeah, I mean, I am actually more than I thought I would. But I've been trying to pretty hard as well. I mean, it's something I've been wanting to do for a long, long time. Been talking about doing for even longer. And so it'd be a shame to have an awful time of it. So I'm trying to enjoy it, and at the moment it's going well. It's not all easy for sure, but it's definitely a pretty unique experience and a special experience. We've got an enormous opportunity to live, so I'm trying to make the best of it, and so far I'm enjoying it, so that's good. We're 3 weeks into 10, so if I can keep that going for 7 more weeks, then we'll have a success.
Thank you for watching today. We're approaching 15,000 subscribers on the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do via the button down here. And do take a look at sailworld.com and yachtsandyachting.com, where we will bring you all the latest news from the Vendée Globe and loads of other sailing events around the world.